this is Dr. Dave Heber. Today I'm going to talk to you about something I've been getting a lot of noise about, which is the idea of whether a 100-gram protein meal is better than a 25-gram protein meal, and should we be changing our guidelines for protein? I think not, but let me tell you why. Let's take a look. Well, is 100 grams of protein better than 25 grams? A lot of research has demonstrated that the first 20 grams to 40 grams of protein in a meal strongly stimulates muscle protein synthesis optimally, and increasing the protein over 40 grams over 4 to 6 hours after the meal had no further effect on muscle building. Now that's all fine until 2023, when a study was done in Holland of 100 grams of milk protein in a meal compared to 25 grams of protein in a meal. And what they found over 12 hours was there was a slight increase in the amount of protein synthesis in the muscle over 12 hours. But guess what? This has nothing to do with what's coming into your blood, and it does not contradict the earlier study. Amino acids are digested in your stomach from protein. They are put into the bloodstream in the stomach and small intestine. However, many amino acids travel further on down your intestines to the large colon, where they are metabolized and absorbed. So they're converted into other substances and absorbed. So it's no surprise that with 12 hours, you're going to see a little bump in more protein synthesis. This study was very sophisticated. It used all kinds of stable isotope labeled amino acids into the bloodstream. And what they found was that these things circulated, and there's some complex calculations that they do. And muscle protein synthesis was 17% of the protein put in with a 25-gram protein, and it was about 13% of the 100-gram protein. Because there's so much more protein, the actual level of protein synthesis was a little higher. Now, this makes sense from an evolutionary point of view, because if you were out in the wild 50,000 years ago and you found some protein, you were going to eat all of it. You're not going to leave until you're virtually bursting. And there's still today places in Texas where you can get a free steak if you can eat 54 ounces. But there's ultimately a point at which your body can't take in anymore. Is that the best way to run your protein throughout the day? I don't think so. Let's take a look. Is more protein better? This idea from this study is that the ingestion of a large amount of protein at one sitting would be better for you. But what is 100 grams of protein? Well, it's 12 glasses of milk, it's a pound of chicken breast, 5 large scoops of a protein-rich meal replacement in a single meal. Why do this? Does the science really call for it? No, it doesn't. Stay with what we've taught you in the last 24 years. Let's take a look. Measure or estimate your lean body mass. You can measure it by bioimpedance, and they now have bioimpedance meters that are just $24. Years ago, they were $1,000. Now, determine your daily protein number. That's 1 gram per pound of your lean body mass or fat-free mass, or 2 grams per kilogram of lean body mass. Now, that is a safe and correct amount of protein. It's not a high protein. The upper limit for protein is 3.5 grams per kilogram, so we're well within that safety area. Divide that number into 3 to 5 meals per day, because studies have shown that by dividing it up, you get a little better incorporation, and have at least 20 grams of protein within 30 to 60 minutes of ending your daily exercise. Why do I say that? Well, there's lots of research, decades of research backing up 20 to 30 grams per meal and 20 grams or more after exercise. Let's take a look. Muscle is built with 20 to 30 grams per meal. Throughout the day, you are releasing amino acids from your muscle, and you're taking them up from eating, and especially after exercise. So that's why you have to divide them up. Hunger control. Hunger starts after you finish eating, but protein between meals will reduce your desire to eat, reduce obsessive thoughts of food, and reduce the late night desire to eat. And finally, in terms of weight regain, studies in 8 European countries showed that the best diet for maintaining weight after weight loss is a high protein, that's our high protein recommendation of about 30%, and a low glycemic index diet. That is, you combine protein with fruits, vegetables, and high fiber. That's your best prescription for health. So don't get too excited about the latest science. Stay with what you know. Stay with our protein philosophy. This is Dr. Dave Heber. I'll see you next time.